yet? Are we shooting it? All right, all right.
The question is, what are we shooting?
I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know, but we're shooting.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. First of all, today's a very special day.
Yeah.
Today is the 30th yard site of the Lubavitcher Rebbe.
Gimel Tammuz.
So Gimel Tammuz, the 30th
I
of Tammuz.
saw a picture today of Parnas Hayom in Rav Shachshul, the Ilan Nishmas, Bunim and Mendel. Yeah, here. Let me share it with you real quick.
See, who says nothing changes over 30 years? Wow.
Yep. All right. So
okay. Episode 17.
Episode 17, right.
We're just gonna act like you went right into 17 from 16. No, but it's 2.0.
Yeah. Okay, so we are at Tammuz.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost up. So there is a word, Chassidus word. It's a little bit different with what you know, but what do you remember? Like there is a similar word, but Mishenichnas Adam Marbim Besimcha. And Mishenichnas Av Mematim Besimcha, right?
So when
so it's a cycle.
So it's a cycle. Joy.
But you increase until, because you don't want it to lose control, so until Av comes, and then you start lowering it. So now we're supposed to be, Tammuz is right before Av.
So you see,
supposed to be the highest level of Simcha right before that Av comes, and now I need to start slowing down.
It's not like you go down the mountain slow.
It's not only about Adar and Av, you know? Right. It's like, it's not now Av is coming, you need to be depressed. And it's just like you were in such a high Simcha, you don't want it to become Letzonis, so slow down.
Frivolous.
Yes. the same thing in the Gemara they're talking about, like that they had a wedding, and it's became like so happy that it's starting to lose control. The Rav take a white glass that was very, back then the white glass was very expensive,
right, because it means it has to be colored.
400 zoos, you know, it was like whoa today probably, and he just smashed it to and everybody was like whoa. He's like, yeah guys, we don't have the base of Mikdash.
See, the word the word Chabad is Mishnichnas Adar, right? Adar comes in, Marbim, we increase, Besimcha. How with joy? When Mishnichnas Av, when Av comes in, Matim, we lessen how? Besimcha, with joy.
Yeah. I told you it's very similar. That's why I said that.
That's how we
increase. It's a little bit different than what you.
That's how we increase, that's how we
anyway, yeah.
And now over to the Haley Gabi Nachman.
We're gonna jump ahead to a random opening that I opened the book to Torah Nunvav Ubeyom HaBikurim. That's the name of the Torah. All right. So it says in the pasuk in Parshas Bamidbar, Ubeyom HaBikurim ba'akrivchem mincho chadosh shel Adonai b'shvu'oi sichem. Mikro kodesh yeh lochem kol melechet avodah lo tasu.
So Yom Bikurim is what? It means on the day, on Shavuos, on the day of your giving of the first
yeah.
In this, when you
give the sacrifice,
you sacrifice the new plants,
whatever,
yeah.
Right. It's the wheat
gift,
first
wheat. The wheat gift. And the new one, right, to Hashem. B'Shavuos Seichem, on your Shavuos holiday, right? On your right, it should be a day of holiness, and you should not do any work because it's a holiday. You're not allowed to work on holiday.
There is in every individual of Am Yisrael a level of royalty.
Yeah.
וכל אחד לפי בחינתו. כן, יש לו בחינת מלכות. I'll say it slower. וכל אחד לפי בחינתו כן יש לו בחינת מלכות. Every person, according to where he is standing in his life, he have a different level of royalty. You know, you always had like different levels of royalty, right? Even in the royal yard.
There's always just
יש שהוא שורר בביתו. There is somebody that is royalty. He's in his house. You know, he's the king of his house. And he have no influence around.
It's on his daladam, and his 4 cubits. Yeah.
A moshel is like a governor.
The rules, ruling.
A governor.
Yeah.
He's so
ruling.
No, a ruling is a ruler. You have a governor and you have a ruler.
A
ruler is more like a president. A governor is more like a city.
Right, but I'm saying, but it depends how much you rule.
So yeah,
a mayor
so you have there is somebody who is basically you have royalty that is much more. And you have like somebody who is ruling all over the world.
Yeah.
כל אחד לפי בחינת המלכות שיש לו. Every person of עם ישראל, according to his level of royalty, this is his, like, according to his level, this is how much royal he got. שיש לו בבחינות, that we have like different levels, right? סורי אלופים, וסורי מאויס, וסורי חמישים, וסורי סורויס. It's said in Shmois that you have like
right, but Moshe Rabbeinu, he was ruling on everything, and his father-in-law came and told Yisrael, told him,
right, why did you do it like
too
that?
Much, so he said, why don't you have a ruler on 10, a ruler on
like so basically it's not exactly ruler of 10 or so you have a guy who is ruling 10 people,
then you have one who's...
and then so that 10 people go to him, and this guy, he goes to the Sorei Chamishim, like he have the Sorei Chamishim have 10. He has 50 people, who each one of those people...
Yes, 5 of the 10 guys under him.
50, you know?
So 5 of the 10 guys. No. This one has 10.
You have 50 guys, sorry, Hamishim, you have 50 guys, that each one of them have 10 guys under him. Because he's not... as simpler you are, the more questions you have.
Right.
So, you know, the higher up on the level...
So it was already filtered. It was already only the more... It's similar to court systems. When you have a simple case... So you have, okay, he's ruling on, okay, now...
But simple cases are so busy, right?
Right.
They're so busy. So you need more courts.
And then by the time you get to the Supreme Court, they're not hearing all that many things. And the only things they're hearing are really things that are very... There's a principle that needs to be determined. Like Moshe Rabbeinu was right. It was a question that you couldn't... That we need a new rule, mamish, a new ruling on this thing.
Yeah.
It was something in principle that needed to be brought down. Yeah.
All right. So maybe 5. Yeah. All right.
Fine. Yeah. בחינת המלכות.
ובחינת המלכות הזאת שיש בכל אחד היא באיסגליה ובאיסקסיה. And this level of royalty that each one have, some of those people have it באיסגליה, and some of those people have it באיסקסיה.
So some it's revealed,
like some of it are revealed in the open, and some of it is hidden. באיסגליה, היינו, הממשלה שיש לכל אחד לפי בחינות. So the revealed one is basically the actual power that each one have. Like, you know, the Moshe Montefiore.
Right, if you look at that person, you see physically, it's obvious to you what his power is, right?
The Rebbe.
But it's obvious what his sphere of influence is. Yeah.
Each one, you could see how he is ruling, you know. Mendel Michael is one of the amount of ifs that filling it did, man. He's a general. But no, a royal general.
The royal, it's right.
Like the son of the king kind of general, you know, like it's not just a general that
no, this is like the old school. This is the old school. It's not because you're
family business.
It's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
Both.
Also.
It's because who you are, it's who you know as well.
Why what you know, yeah.
היינו, הממשלה שיש לכל אחד לפי בחינות, שהוא מושל על אלו אנשים באיסגליה כפי בחינת המלכות שלו כנ"ל. Influencer, right?
Right.
The amount of people you can influence, this is it's revealed how you b'chinas malchusim.
See, these people today, they think influencers are a new term. It's already in here.
No, I just put it. But when I say influencer, obviously we spoke about the Torah Resh Pei Bet, about how you could influence someone just by thinking about his goodness.
Right. But I'm not talking about without interaction.
But this is not what we're talking about.
Revealed one.
This is not a revealed.
So
this is not what we're talking about. Yeah. We're talking about the actual influence that you have on people, the amount of people you influence, or the amount of goodness that you have around you, or the
like in a direct way.
In a direct way. This is the Isgalia. ובאיסקסיה הוא כי גם יש לכל אחד לפי בחינתו בחינת מלכות באיסקסיה. And the thing of the Iskasya, there is also, for each one, there is also like
there's a hidden
level of that. דהיינו, שאף שבאיסקליה נראה שאין לו שום ממשלה ללא אנשים. There is people that they are at very, very high level, that even though it seems that on the face value, they have no control, no influence, or no anything over the people around them. עם כל זה, בעסקה סיה ובהלם גדול הוא מושל על אלו האנשים. Even though that, in a big Eden and a little, you know, shush way,
quiet, and very quiet,
and a very quiet,
under the radar, we say,
undercover. You have very, very, very strong influence on the people surrounding that you thought that you have no influence over. כי נשמתם הם תחתיו ונכנעים תחתיו, because their soul is going under this level of tzaddik, and there is different levels of tzaddikim. Yeah, there is tzaddikim, they have like, and also we spoke about it I think before, that each tzaddik have a shoresh. You have people in Am Yisrael that is connected to his shoresh and neshama, even though they don't go to him, they still are connected to his shoresh, and it doesn't matter where they are in the world. They can never meet, but their souls are connected.
Right.
And you have a guy who is connected with the 20 people, and you have a guy that his soul is connected to 100 people, and you have a guy who is connected to 100,000 people.
Right.
And there is a guy, and the guys who have usually, like, the higher level you are, there's more chances that you can actually take a neshama that is not connected to you and connect to you. Kind of take the string, like.
Well, this is like, for example, why certain people, right? And like if you look, for example, especially by Bali Tshuva, right?
Yeah.
So why one is drawn to Chassidus Breslev, why one is drawn to Chabad, why one is drawn to, because his soul is under that tzaddik. So somebody whose soul is under Reb Nachman, and listen, we know he's not going to meet him.
Absolutely not.
Right, but. I mean, he's going to meet him in here, but but he's not going to. But at the same time, his soul is under. He comes from those souls.
Actually, very interesting.
So you're drawn to it, you know.
Very, very interesting conversation we had on Shabbos table. Somebody asked in the Shabbos table in my first house, like how, like it was a Lubavitcher, obviously, how we do not get to meet the Rebbe could feel the same way as you, that you met the Rebbe so many times and you felt and all the Simchas Torah.
Right, you have those
memories.
Right there, yeah.
So first of all, my Shver answered to them that first of all, he is jealous of the Rebbe that you have that you didn't get to meet,
because it's not based on a physical experience. Yeah.
And second of all, is that the Rebbe is not those experiences. The Rebbe is way more than that.
Right.
And I tried to explain it. I was kind of interfering, but not a Lubavitcher. Not a Lubavitcher. As a Chassid of a Rebbe who passed away 250 years ago, about plus minus.
Right.
I did not get to meet anybody who saw the Rebbe.
Right.
I did not get to meet someone.
In Lubavitch, we're talking Sachakol 30 years.
Spoke to someone who spoke to someone who spoke to someone who saw the Rebbe.
Right.
I think it's about 8 people.
Right, dude.
The closest people I spoke to, who spoke to someone who spoke to someone who spoke to someone who saw the Rebbe, it was about 8. You know, 8 generations down.
In the meantime, by me, I saw the Rebbe. Like,
so
it's not that far removed.
And the strengths of connection that I have to the Rebbe, to Reb Nachman, it's have nothing to do with me wanting to see him, or it's more about what he gives us. The Torah is not the Torah of the Rebbe. The Torah of Chassidus, the Torah of the Rebbe, is not something that I saw him and I heard it from him. No, it's what do I do with it? What do I implement it in my life? And this is what a Chassid is. It's not about the Rebbe said. It's about what did I do with what the Rebbe said.
And ultimately, what it is like you just said. It's because our soul is under his soul. So we're connected because of what we're supposed to do.
Absolutely, but we still need to be in charge of those. On those 10 souls.
Right. We also have responsibility.
We still have a responsibility there.
But even if not, the fact is our soul is under him. Now there's a question: is we might as well do something with that.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, and he will get.
But he explains here how this. See this. A good Gimel Thomas tell you. It actually think of that. It connects.
וגם זאת הבחינה של המלכות בעסקה C, לכל אחד לפי בחינתו. Even though this eating malchus is also the eaten one, is also for each one is on his level, the revealed one and the eaten one. Honestly, it's not only the tzaddikim. I said earlier, it's about there is tzaddikim who have the higher level that is, even though it's got each one of us have like revealed malchus and iskasya malchus.
And it's
also, the revealed one is on a certain level, and the iskasya one is on a certain level.
Right, and it's also, it means there's, in other words, there's the same thing like you said. It's somebody who has iskasya, right? So he has this hidden connection. It's more likely you can forge some kind of a revealed connection. Yes. So the same thing, each one of us, there's certain people who, and maybe we didn't even meet them yet.
Absolutely.
But there's certain people that for whatever reason we can influence. Yes. That they'll be affected by us more than somebody else. Yeah.
On a level of like,
right. Yeah, one is on 10, one is on 100, one is on
ויש אחד שבהסגליו אין לו שום ממשלה. And there is guys that on the revealed part they have no rulings whatsoever, nothing. ואף על פי כן בעסקסיה ובהלם גודל הוא מוישל על כל הדור. It could be times, he said, that you're going to have a guy that on the face value, he have not only that it doesn't seem like he have no revealed rulings, but he's a tzaddik nisto. But Eden and Esther, he have control over the old door on the entire generation. ואפילו על כל צדיקי הדור. And not only on the generation, even on the tzaddikim, all the tzaddikim, right, yeah. All of them. כי כל נשמותיהם הם כולם תחת ממשלתו ומלכותו. בבחינת משה רבנו, right?
Right, because even though Moshe Rabbeinu was both in a hidden and in a revealed way, but
yeah. וכולם נכנעים וכפופים אליו. And all of them are actually humble,
right,
and under.
Bowed, yeah.
רק שהוא בהלם גדול. Only what? It's not in a. It's all. You know, they don't even know. Even those tzaddikim,
they don't even know
when they go to dire darkness and go, they talk to him, right, or whatever, like communicating with him, but they don't even know it's him.
Right.
It's all underwater kind of thing.
Well, it's like when the Baal Shem Tov went to Mashiach, said he must say Kasimar. Who's the Smar he was talking about? Fine, the Baal Shem Tov, and even the Baal Shem Tov, he doesn't give an identity.
Right.
He just knows he was in the, what's it called, the Mashiach, and he asked him. So here, even the Baal Shem Tov was under the rule of Mar, master, whoever masters.
No, but it's not necessarily in each generation. It's going to be a Eden one. It could be some generation. He said
right. It could be the same one. Sometimes it could be the same one, right? Yeah.
בבחינת בכל מקום מקוטר ומוגש לשמי. In a level, it said in Malachi, in everywhere, it's like a actor, actors. It's like
like that's stone.
No.
It's like sacrificed.
Sacrificed and served to my name. שאף שהם עובדים עבודת אלילים, even though they do avodas elalim, you know, like they go to India.
Yeah,
they go to a full moon party with all the idols. What
I saw the what's it called, the when I was in LA, I saw the Hare Krishna guys running around over there.
על כל זה, בהלם גדול, הם כולם נכנעים אליו יתברך. All of those people, even though they do avodas kachavim, but in a big Esther, they're all humbled. They go. I don't know how to say
it in English. Subservient to him, sort of like they're all bowed before him, essentially.
Submitted.
Submitted. It's like MMA submission.
It's like you know about submission.
He won.
Generation.
No, nowadays they think of it as a fighting thing. It's like that's some. He won by submission.
Ooh.
No, it's
no. You're talking about won by submission. I'm talking about a submitted wife. It's unspeakable.
I thought you were talking about. In my experience, it's the submitted husband, not the submitted wife. Okay. I think the submitted wife is a myth in Judaism. It's not. I think it's always been a submitted husband.
Fair enough. בכל מקום, כמו כן, זאת הבחינה של מלכות באסקסיה, שאף שבהתגליה אין לו שום ממשלה, even though on the revealed part, the guy is going to a full moon party in India, you know, and it's actually a avodas kachavim place, you know.
Yeah.
it seems like there is no reveal, no connection, or no rule over, or no influence over. This tzaddik have actually, first of all, for every Jew, we think it's like, it's a joke, but a tzaddik have a connection with all of the neshamas of the Torah. Right. First of all, every Jew that is in this place, it's kind of hurtful for him in a certain level. And number two, he works extra hours to bring some kind of something to them. And we have many stories of the Baal Shem Tov that he twisted stuff around for one of the Chassidim, other rabbis. They twisted stuff around for a Chassid to be stuck in a place for Shabbos, for this, for that, just so they can make it bracha to, waking up this little Jewish pintel.
Yeah.
The Nekuda Pnimis or whatever.
Right. The inside dot.
Yep.
The essence.
You're scratching the
essence,
inside.
Yeah. Scratch the
Ishkan.
Even the lottery ticket.
The lottery ticket, yeah. שאף שבסגל אין לו שם השנה, עם כל זה באלם גדול הוא מולך עליהם, והם כולם תחתיו ונכנעים עליו. Even though that in a big underline is very ruling over them, and all of them are actually submitted under him. וצריך כל אחד לבלי להשתמש עם בחינות המלכות שיש לו להנאתו ולצורכו. I'm reading too fast. וצריך כל אחד לבלי להשתמש עם בחינות המלכות שיש לו להנאתו ולצורכו. And every person needs to know how to use.
Right. He needs to not.
He needs to know how to use his level of kingdom, of ruling that he have, not to his own enjoyment.
Right. Not for his own needs, not for his own.
But he needs to use it.
He has to use it, just not for
use
his
it.
own.
But this is why I say don't use it, but not for your own benefits.
It's a very funny thing. There's a story. A journalist who came to the Lubavitcher Rebbe, right? And he was like a very left-wing, anti-religious writer. And the Rebbe told him, I enjoyed reading your articles. He said, what do you mean you enjoy reading my articles? Like they're against everything you. So the Rebbe told him that
we need to work on the.
He said, all right, it's fine, we need to work on the content. But he didn't tell him stop writing.
Right.
And then work it out. No, but keep writing. So we need to do. But not
exactly.
Don't stop doing. But now we'll work on getting your doing.
Don't do it because of right. you were scared that you're going to use it to your benefits. Right. No,
use it, and then now let's work on getting it.
But don't do it for your own benefit. Yeah. In the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, they talk about like how to do. It's right in the beginning there. It talks about how to do like you're not allowed to do the Avodas Hashem to your own joy or to
your own purposes.
It said like it's almost you're not allowed to, even though after he passes that you should do it because but you shouldn't do it because you enjoy it. If you do it because you enjoy it, it's like no. It's almost like it says in the Gemara, like if somebody goes it's mamash. You're not allowed to say that. It's Chav Mishnah or something, right? The Gemara said.
Right. So yeah, somebody's is
sitting in the forest, and he's like seeing a beautiful tree in the middle of learning, right, and he's stopping and saying,
"So, wow, what a beautiful tree."
You Chav Mishnah, but if you go there and say like, "Oh Hashem, what did you do? Look at that beautiful thing Hashem did." Then it's a little of learning.
So the first thing is enjoy the beauty of the tree, but then also don't forget who made it.
No, it's not about don't forget who made it. It's like
remember, right?
Hashem did it for
right.
So when you're learning, you need to learn because you could enjoy because Hashem wants you to enjoy. Right.
Right.
You're not allowed to enjoy the cake because you like the cake. Just because your wife made you a good cake, you need to enjoy it so she knows.
Right.
I'm getting complicated here.
Honey, what a cake!
A honey cake.
Right. Hey, Mister,
right.
What a treat!
Exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's all.
Okay.
שלא תהיה בחינת המלכות אצלו כעבד למלא תאוותו. You should so
now he's taking this thing of ruling further.
so your kingdom shouldn't be your ruling shouldn't be that you're ruling as a slave to your tave.
Right, to your desires, yeah. That your animal soul is now ruling over you.
It's actually a thing
instead of you ruling.
It's actually a thing in the what do you call it? In the monarchy system. There were kings, there were slaves.
And they're like a puppet government or not.
No, I'm not talking about it.
They're a king, but there's another king that they're
no. There were kings. I'm talking about like the strong rulers. There were rulers that were enslaved to their own. The entire kingdom wasn't working properly because everything was in. They were enslaved to their own tavis.
Their own desire.
So they took a kingdom of billions of people or whatever. Sorry, my numbers. Don't take my numbers seriously. I'm almost like Biden, okay? They took the entire kingdom like Achashverosh. He built the whole city just why? Because he was enslaved to his own. He made a party of 180 days.
Right.
Who
not just that, and they'll go into the national treasures and be
whatever.
Yeah.
Why? Because of his own tavis. Versus there was rulers who were putting systems to help the government and to help the ruling and the kingdom and everything to thrive. And when stuff thrives, you actually have time, right? When Am Yisrael came to David HaMelech and say, Am Yisrael tzrichim parnasa.
I don't remember who was the king to.
I think it was David HaMelech. He said, like, go with Parnasa Zemizem. It's like, go do business with each other. And what did he tell him? Like when you dig a grave, a pit, you can't, when you put the ground back inside, it doesn't fill all the way because the ground have a natural puffiness to it. Right. And when you dig it, you lose the fluffiness and now it's missing. And he said, like, the same thing with business. If we only do business with each other, it's not enough. So he's like, go fight the enemy.
It was David, yeah.
Go fight the enemy.
It was David. That's why they comes to show.
And when they do their stuff, maybe it wasn't a good example. But the bottom line is that when you put system to keep the people going, not with shows and parties and stuff, with actual stuff, like, it keeps the people going, and you don't need to be as busy with them.
Right, because it's it's a system.
So basically, don't be a slave to your own benefits.
Yeah.
Don't use your ruling to be a slave to your own tavis.
Let's use a very practical
example. That you should be like a free guy when you're ruling. And he says in Kodesh, it's praise the land that his king is a free man. A free king.
Yeah, he's a free man himself. Yeah. So a good example of that is you can see, practically speaking, you ever see somebody who holds court? Someone who's popular, and he holds court, meaning almost like he sits with people around him and he's talking around, but you see he's enjoying. He's enjoying having but there's a mashpia who's sitting with people around him, and he's trying to influence them properly But then there's also sometimes you see somebody he's enjoying too much is being the center of attention, and that, in other words,
the Chassidus world we call it fafir.
No, so this is a fight for him.
The fafir.
Yeah.
You know what the fafir means?
Yeah, it means he's holding court. This is the same idea. Holding court. So it's the same thing. You can use it. This the same in a practical sense. We're talking about kingdoms, but you can see sometimes a person or a proper mashpia who also holds court essentially. But it's to try to influence, to try to bring sameach, to bring joy to other people. He's thinking about these people. He's not thinking about him. Look everybody sitting around me. This is
Wow.
Now, of course, that scales.
Yeah.
There's the guy sometimes you'll see, and there's and he's popular amongst there's three guys, right?
There's always the kipke in the back in the shoulder.
There's three guys around him, and he every week can tell all these.
And there is a guy, and there's a guy who comes to the office Shabbos, and you have like 300 people standing around.
Or you could have Yoel Khan. There was 100 people, hundreds of people.
Yep. וזה בחינת, one second, שהמלכות תהיה אצלך בן חורין לבלי להשתמש בו להנאתך. Basically he's saying, in short, your ruling should be in you like a free man. They should be
that's right.
Without using it to your own enjoyment.
Yeah.
וזה בחינת מרדכי, we just spoke about Achashverosh.
No, not just that. The interesting about this, the whole Gimel Tammuz, the whole Lubavitch is learning Maimer v'ata tetzave.
Yeah. Which
the whole Maimer talks about how Mordechai was the Moshe of his generation and what means Mordechai. It's amazing you open to this thing.
Mar Dror.
Yeah.
Bitter Dror is free.
Freedom, yeah. Bitter freedom.
שהמרות, היינו המלכות, יש לה דרור וחירות. מר, from the word marus,
yeah.
Like marut is like what is the word we used before?
Like it's almost like
marut is like
a mother shchina, like
no. marut, הרי מקבל על עצמם you accept
like there's to be subservience, yeah.
So what the other direction, היינו המלכות,
so this is
like
malchut.
Yeah. It's like a ruling thing.
Yeah. Meaning that others are subservient to him, yeah. Which, like we said before, that is the tzaddik who everybody is, and this is what the whole thing of the Maimon is. In Mordechai's generation, all the neshamas were subservient to
you have a submissive, and what is the other direction?
Is
submitting?
No, one submits, the other is
submitting.
Is basically ruling.
So it's malchut is a word, is a way of submission.
Yeah.
היינו המלכות, יש לה דרור וחירות. מר דרור, submitting freedom.
Yeah.
יש לה דרור וחירות. Why did it? Because he didn't care for himself. He didn't.
Right.
He didn't bow for Mama, not from his own will. It's just because I'm bowing down only to one king, right?
Right.
שלא להשתמש בו להנאתו ולצורכו, כי אם להשם יתברך בבחינות, and he was sitting every day in the gates of
Achashverosh's palace, yeah.
The head of Sanhedrin.
Right.
The head of.
He's the head of the right. He was the head of the whole. Not only that, this was the high court that included Daniel.
It was everything. It was the last. It was the last. I think it was the last.
It
was the last Knesset Hagdolah, right? It was the last.
These were the Anshe Knesset Hagdolah.
They. Oh wow. They were.
So he was the head. Mordechai was the head of.
They were attacking. Davening as we
know it. Yeah.
Shachris, Minche, and Ma'ariv.
Right.
They were attacking everything.
Yeah.
Yes, Megillah. If they wouldn't put the Megillah in that, we would never add Purim.
Right.
They were the last one who made a takana who went across the board.
Right.
So.
Not only that. That's
so basically,
if you notice,
even that guy, he wasn't doing anything because of his own.
For his own pleasure, his own to raise his own stock. It was all for.
So even that guy wasn't making it for his own pleasure.
Right.
I got distracted. I did like that, and
thumbs that.
You popped the thumbs up. I was like,
I know. By the way, it gets worse, and I don't even know what I couldn't figure out even what it is. But there's something that you do is like with two fingers or something. I don't know what. And then all of a sudden, like balloons go. A whole bunch of balloons come behind like this. See, but I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I couldn't figure out what it is. But it's something that makes a bunch of balloons go.
It doesn't even do it now.
Yeah.
That thumbs up.
No,
anyway,
it doesn't.
I can tell one thing. It's a big distraction.
It only does it when you're not looking for it to do it.
Anyway, the Mordechai was Mardor. It was a kingdom of freedom. He had a kingdom because he didn't use anything for himself. Only for the Eibishter. In the level of to the Shem was the kingdom.
The kingdom will be to Hashem.
Meaning to use the
kingdom. The kingship will be to Hashem, meaning use your kingship for Hashem.
Like, ואויסל להשם, המלוכה. דהיינו, להזהיר ולהוכיח את כל הנשמות שנכנעים אליו, כל אחד ואחד לפי בחינות המלכות שיש לו, באיסקליה ובאיסקסיה. Meaning, you need to warn every person, and how do you say in English, moichiach?
Means to impress upon them, like to
love.
It's more tough love than love. Yeah, but it's more like what do you call it? Like it means I'm almost approved, but like to it means to impress upon them, to have to, you know, like hochacha.
Tochacha,
not tochacha, hochacha.
Tochacha is a proof.
זה להוכיח כמו
tochacha.
No, tochacha is like is a rebuke. It's already proof. It's already rebuke.
Proof.
It's proof.
You said it, no?
So interesting. I think maybe
no, alcohol is just proof.
No, so it could be
alcohol is just proof.
So maybe hochacha and tochacha is the same.
It's from the same level.
Same level, because proving means I'm it means like I'm insisting on to insist upon it with them, sort of. Yeah.
Basically, you guys know what is the chacha. Come on, we need to.
It's a rebuke. But rebuke comes across as
rough.
Is very angry. We're like is loved off because in an angry way.
Listen. Just because in this generation there is some words and some phrases people lost the way what it means, it doesn't mean it doesn't.
No, there are laws. It's that they applied English terms to it that have certain connotations. Because the Hebrew word doesn't really have an exactly corresponding English word. So you change it based on the context to use the English word that hope it's kind of closest to what you're trying to say.
I hear.
I think that's the
anyway.
So all the souls that is subservient to a person.
כל אחד ואחד לפי בחינת המלכות. כל אחד ואחד לפי בחינות המלכות שיש לו באיסקליה ובאיסקסיה. You need to make sure that to reproof each one of those people who are submerged to you.
Yeah, so submitted. Submerged.
Each one of them on this level to make sure of his royalty that he have his galia v'skasya. And if you ruling your
house, you rule your house,
you need to warn them. ואם יש לו ממשלה יותר, מוטל עליו להזהיר יותר ויותר אנשים לפי בחינת המלכות שלו. It's your job to tell people, don't you dare eat a Shabbos meal for your own belly. Why you eat a Shabbos meal?
For the Eibishter's belly. For the Eibishter's belly.
The Eibishter doesn't, ain't look goof.
No, but he has, but since we have a belly, he must have a belly.
You heard about Rabbi Manis?
I don't know what his belly?
So there's I don't know exactly when, but there was all letter came against him, and one of the things that people were the Rabbonim were going against him, because he said they used. I'm not even sure if I didn't even see the whole video, but they are claiming that he said that the Eibishter have a tzura, you have a hand, you have an arm, and they all go crazy like the Shloishes Ikonim of the Rambam say. So. I don't agree with everything Rabbi Mana said. Like I have stuff that I like about what he said. I have stuff that I disagree, but I don't have to agree with everything he said. But the Torah is full of talking about Biat Chazaka,
right? His strong arm. He took us out with his finger. If with the finger is this many makis, then with the hand is that many makis.
So I don't know about his belly and his head, but he
has an arm.
Now. Just because it's called a harm, it doesn't mean the Abisher's arm looks like that, so, and you can put a picture or but the arm he got.
The Abisher has a belly. Why? It says, he's a consuming fire. Okay, well, if he's eating, he's got a belly.
You have a chair. Now, it doesn't mean that we can imagine a Gufa and a Tzura, but the names of the even better, B'Tselem Elokim.
Right, we're made in the.
We are made in the image of the Eibishter.
How could he be in the image of that which has no image?
Exactly. So it's a little bit more complicated and difficult to explain this stuff or to even talk about this stuff. This is why.
By the way,
this is one of the reasons
this is the problem
we don't talking about
this.
This
problem with exile is during the times of the Beis Hamikdash, he was revealed. The Shekhinah was revealed, right?
No.
But now in Golus, he photoshopped himself.
Anyway, so we cannot. The point of Ein Lo Guf, Ein Lo Tzura, according to my understanding and my again, it's me. If anybody have a problem with it, they can come after me about it. Okay, it's something Ein Lo Guf, Ein Lo Tzura because it's not something we can copper ended. So for us, don't even try to put a tzura in a goof because whatever you're gonna try, you're gonna be wrong. All right.
But it's like yeah. Now the Eibishter has thought. In fact, the thought is that the Torah is comes out of the thought of the Eibishter. But my thoughts and your thoughts not the same thing. Don't think it's people think like the Eibishter has thoughts like us, only they're bigger. Thinks real big. Not even the same.
Right. The world got created by
yeah, 10 utterances, right? Yeah, 10 statements.
Yeah. You have a guy who's running a factory. He built a factory from scratch. Do you think he used any of his fingers to do it? He did it with his mouth, okay?
Right.
It doesn't mean he doesn't have an arm.
That's a good muscle.
It doesn't mean he doesn't have an arm.
It's a good muscle because people struggle to think about what. But if you think about it, really the whole thing, which is Malchus, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing is Malchus.
He had all of his Malchus.
What's talking about here? What's Malchus? We know Malchus is speech. It's Malchus. How does a king rule? With his mouth.
With his mouth.
Right. This king took over this land. What do you mean he took over this land? What
he came and took it and grabbed it into a bag.
Yeah, come on, guy. Right? No, he with his mouth. He may not have even been there himself by the war. He sent his general, but he spoke with his mouth and everything. So this is the Malchus.
But my point is that just because somebody uses his mouth doesn't mean he doesn't have an arm.
Right, he still has an arm.
Yeah. Just because we can understand it doesn't mean
he has to have an arm. If he has a mouth. It's hard to how you can brush your teeth with an arm.
Yep. Alright. ואם יש לו ממשלה יותר, מותר לו להזהיר יותר ויותר אנשים לפי בחינת המלכות שלו. And if you have more and more and more ruling, he needs to,
Then according to the amount that he rules, then he has to is there according to the amount you rule is the amount of responsibility. Now you have to make sure that you're.
He's going to be a Chaim Mitkins.
Yeah, I think so.
So we have a few more minutes. I just want to get into the next thing because it's kind of interesting. וצריך להמשיך אריכות ימים לתוך המלכות. And you need to get אריכות ימים to your ruling. שלא תהיה בבחינות.
What is it? The length of days.
Long life.
Long days, long life.
Longer your life. שלא תהיה בבחינות הרבנות מקברת את בעליה. Shouldn't be on the level of like this guy who is giving his he's becoming a rabbi and he's like burying him,
Yeah, who's burying?
מקברת.
Yeah.
כי כל אחד לפי בחינת המלכות שלו, שיש לו הוא בחינת סוף. Everybody is a guardian. A watcher. He's a
guard, yeah.
A guard. שמוטל עליו להזהיר ולהוכיח את האנשים שהם משורשו. שיש לו בחינת מלכות עליהם. That he is in charge of giving it to the people that is from his שורש, שיש לו בחינת מלכות עליהם. That he have a level of ruling over them. ואם הוא מזהיר ומוכיח אותם, אזי הוא עושה את שלו. And if he's warning him and giving them אזי הוא עושה את שלו. And then he's doing it. הוא מציל את נפשו. just by giving him teichacha and warning them, he's already saving his own soul. כמו שנאמר, צופן את עתיך לבית ישראל. ואתה, כי הזהרת רשע ולא שב מראשו, הוא בעוונו ימות. Like, I put you a guard, a watchman on Israel, and you warned them. You warned the Russia, and he didn't came back from Russia. He is בעוונו ימות.
He'll die in his sin.
ואתה את נפשך הצלת, and you did your thing.
You saved your own life.
Yeah, אבל אם אינו מזהיר ומוכיח אותם, אזי העונש עליו. And if he's not warning them, and he's not giving them the punishment is on him. ועל כן הרבנות מקברת את בעליה. This why the Rabbanus is bearing their Rabbanim. ועל כן צריך לראות, להמשיך אריכות ימים לתוך המלכות. דהיינו שיראה שיוכל להוזיע או להוכיח אותם. He says basically a lot of Rabbanim are too scared and too think to go and give it a choch. And this is why they get, because they're like, maybe this guy is not ready to hear it.
Right.
Like,
no, or sometimes also because a just a Rav very often in the community, he's also to some degree at the especially it's not like back in the days of the Sanhedrin where it was he's ruling, and it's also like, then the people are going to be angry and that's it, or sending you out of town. So it's he can't be afraid of these.
Now he's getting to the next level.
He can't be afraid of
Now that we know what we need to do, now we need to know how we know what to do, right?
Yeah.
So how does a guy can do the warning and the chacha? He doesn't even know what they need. And they're also not coming by every day to be like, Rabbi, here's my
tell me what to do.
Here's my praise.
Right, tell me what to do. Basically, they're not asking his opinion.
Yes. כדי לידע איך להוכיח אותם, ולבוא לדעת הזה הוא גם כן על ידי אריכות ימים בעצמו. So, and you need to know how to give them the knowledge and the chachas, and how do you get to that? Through long life itself. וזה שאומרים העולם שאינו יודע מחייו. So like you go about somebody like, first 16 chenik, you don't know anything about your life.
Right, yeah.
Right? What do you know in your life?
Right.
Kind of thing, right? כיכר הידיעה מחיים, because main of the thing is like from life.
Right.
What do you know from your life, right? מה אתה יודע מהחיים שלך בכלל?
Right,
it's a thing. In English, it's also a thing.
It's like life experience. Well, so yeah, it's like it would.
We have a say in Hebrew.
Right.
מה אתה יודע מהחיים שלך? מה אתה מדבר בכלל? מה אתה יודע? Like, what do you do? What do you know in your life?
Yeah, because life. So when you go through life,
said the main shorish of knowledge is life. מאריכות ימים. כי לבוא לאריכות ימים אלא על ידי עסק התורה. Now he's going back. How do you get to long life and knowledge? Through the business of Torah.
Yeah.
כי רייסה שמות הקדשו בריחו, because Torah, רייסה is the name of the הקדשו בריחו.
Right, it's Hashem, it says that the whole Torah is Hashem's name.
וכמו כשצריכים לקרוא את אחד, קוראים אותו בשמו, כן, כשצריכים לקרוא את חיי החיים, כדי להמשיך ממנו חיים ואריכות הימים, צריך לקרוא אותו בשמו. All right, I think we're going to stop here, but basically he says,
if you want life,
if you want life,
you have to go to the source of life.
Yeah.
So how do you get to the source of life? You got to call him by his name.
What is his
name?
The
Torah.
Yeah. Very simple.
And through the Torah. Well, by the way, this is a very practical thing.
Right.
In other words, you have a job to influence, and it doesn't make a difference if it's just your family, if it's your community, if it's a larger, right? You have a job to influence whoever you're able to influence.
You missed one very
influence. How are you going to influence them?
By learning Torah.
By learning Torah, you gain with the knowledge.
One very
pull down the life.
One very important influence part of it.
No.
When you need to influence yourself.
That's harder.
Yeah, but it's still you need to influence yourself, your family, your friend, your community,
yourself. Rabbi Nachman already told us before, right?
But it's one. There's no before. There's no after.
We said
and
no, but to us this is before and after. We said it before.
Yeah.
Is you have to look at everybody with the good eye. But you also yourself is included also in this thing. So when you really got to roll on yourself, but the main thing is you study Torah. Now you're calling out his names. And now you're pulling down life from the source of our life. Absolutely. And through this, you're able to bring down Malchus, to bring down the...
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Have a fantastic...
Thanks for being with us today. What do you say? Happy Gimel Tammuz.
Freilich Gimel. I don't know. There's no. You don't say so.
Why do you say? Why do you outside called Yom Deilula?
No.
And also a wedding called Eilula.
Yeah.
Because the tzaddikim. So after the first year, after the Avelos and everything, but the tzaddikim, they for them, they right now they're having a party. They're fabring with all of the tzaddikim upstairs. So for them, it's a Eilula. Bo is kancho be Eilula the Baruch, you know. It's like it's a party, so you can say
Freilich Eilula. Why not? No, it's and the truth it is, or at least it should be, because this is the day that the influence on the neshamas that he rules over is renewed. At the same time, it's also there's a serious aspect of it, because it's not just that it's fine, that's renewed, but I also want to renew it mitzad my personal thing. I also want to renew it. So there's a more serious aspect to it also.
Rabbi Nachman, before he passed away, in last 2 years, he already moved to Uman. He lived most of his life in Breslau, but he moved to Uman to get buried there.
Yeah.
And he was talking a lot about. So first of all, he was talking about a lot about his that every day, every second, he can't stay in one madrega for 1 second. He always going up, and he basically literally died, and he said it on himself from Klois HaNefesh. His body couldn't hold these madrigas anymore. This is why he was so sick in the last years of his life.
Yeah,
because the body was fighting his madrigas, and he said that when he passes away, he will be able. There's so many. He said, like, in the last few days, I think, or a few months of his life, there was he said millions of neshamas coming for him for tikkunim, and he said once he's going to leave the world, he's going to be able to handle all the people,
all those neshamas because he doesn't have the limitations of the body anymore. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that tzaddikim, it's not just a saying. It's like what they could accomplish after Achim Mois Kedoshim.
Right. They reach a higher.
They reach higher.
And it's not just a matter of them reaching higher. It means they can actually, their physical influence.
You know why you're not allowed to go to a Besachayim with it's outside? Because the Mason cannot go. You're not get jealous. They cannot go do mitzvahs, right? But just because they cannot do mitzvahs, it doesn't mean they cannot go higher and higher in the madrigas. Because it says there's stories in the Gemara, tzaddikim, they went up to Gan Eden and they walked around and they saw the besmedrash of this and they didn't learn. Moshe Rabbeinu came to Rabbi Akiva, I couldn't understand a word. Obviously, all of that, but they didn't learn there, right? What do they do? I sound such Israeli. What they do?
What they do? Hello, what they do? Okay, have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next time.